Okay, this video is called Parents Just Accept. Okay, parents, you need to accept that your children are growing up. Okay, I have a daughter who's already gone to college. She's in college now, and she's moved on. She's not living with me, and I want parents to understand that you have to accept who your children are. I don't care. Um, I have an example that I want to use. Okay, like I got a tattoo in school. Okay, and I did it as a rites of passage because it was a rites of passage, because I felt like I was growing up, and I'm like, okay, my mom can't tell me what to do. I also, because my mother was very strict, and I don't fault her. I'm glad now, looking back in hindsight, that she loved me enough to be strict. But strictness doesn't really work. But what it did was she was strict, and it made me. I got pregnant, but I'm very strong-willed, and I got pregnant on purpose because I wanted to show my mother that you're not going to control me for the rest of my life. If I have to make this happen, so you won't, and I just want parents to know that when you press the kids, most of the issues that they discuss with you, like getting a tattoo or being, when they let you know that they are gay, or they are pregnant, well, let me not say that they're pregnant, but when they let you know they want to get a tattoo or something, it's all about independence at that point, and they'll do anything to get it, because I know I did. They will do anything to get it, especially if they are very stubborn and very strong-willed. It is nothing you're going to do to change. So what I'm saying simply is, when they're getting older and they're getting ready to go off to college, trust that you raised them correctly and allow them to make choices without you, and not be upset. The reason I know that they're fighting for their independence, I tested my daughter. She knows I have a tattoo. And I tested her. She said, "Mom, I'm gonna get a tattoo." Now, when I first heard her, I was in the middle of doing something, so I wasn't really thinking, and so I said, "No, you're not. You're not getting a tattoo." Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, "Yeah, I am." Because she just as stubborn as I am. And she said, "Oh, no, I'm getting a tattoo." And I'm like, "Oh, no, you're not." And the more I said no, even when she stopped saying, "Yes, I am," I knew she was. Because she was at the point when she stopped talking, like, "I'm going to show you." And so the next time she said it, and the other times after that, I didn't say anything back. I didn't even have a rebuttal. And she said, "Mama, you going to let me get a tattoo?" And I said, "I don't care. Just get one if that's what you want. So, I mean, whatever." And she was like, "I don't think I want one," because she didn't get the argument. So now she doesn't even talk about tattoos anymore. And I'm not saying this is going to work for you and your child. I'm just saying accept. And then I couldn't really say anything about having a tattoo because I have one myself. So that's hypocritical. So parents, remember when you were their age and what you did. Whether you did it on your own free will or you were allowed to do it, just remember how it was for you when you were their age. I've always let my daughter have color in her hair. If she wants to get a tattoo, I really would not be mad. I just wouldn't. I'm actually thinking about getting another tattoo like myself. So, I really wouldn't be mad. I just wouldn't. I couldn't get mad if I wanted to. But I'm just one of those open-minded parents. I don't believe in being too strict because it was done to me and I had a baby. And that was probably not the right thing to do, but I did it because I needed to prove that I'm going to do this my way. Because I felt that my mom was being too controlling and I just wasn't trying to hear it, even at that age. So, I'm not saying that it was right. It was totally wrong. but I did what I needed to do to prove a point or to make a point. And some children will listen and some will not. So, be careful how you approach the situation. When you approach it, be open-minded and let them know, I've been your age too. You know what I'm saying? And, don't look down and say, oh, you don't need to do this and all that. Even if you never got a tattoo, if they want a tattoo, okay. It's not the end of the world. I mean, there may be some instances. I never heard of a tattoo killing anybody unless, the needles are not clean and people are getting infections and this kind of thing. You can go with them, but I'm just not going to be that strict of a parent. That didn't work for me, and it will not work for my daughter. She has the same attitude that I have. She's very fun-loving, but she will let you know. And so I feel like I've taught her and I've raised her right, and so I allow her to make decisions. And, when they get to be a certain age, especially when they get out of your house, when they get to be a certain age, I don't care if they're in college, they're still technically out of your house. You need to be open-minded and allow them to make some decisions on their own, even if you don't agree with them, because they want to know that you value them as an individual. Okay? Because they've spent years in your house being the child. Now that they're transitioning and moving on in life and getting older, they want to know that you see them and value them as an individual, as a younger adult. And they want to be respected as such. And, for you parents that are talking, you can't talk to a 19-year-old like you did when they were 5. That's not going to work. You're going to run into resistance. And I experienced, like being talked to like I was 12 when I'm 16. And I had a problem with that. I totally rebuttal. So this new generation wants to be respected. They want to be loved. They want to be heard. And I don't think it's just the generation. I think that's grown people too. That's everybody. I always say you can speak to the fool in me or the queen in me. And I think the same is with the children. When I'm talking to my daughter, I approach her as a young adult. I don't talk to her like I did when she was 5 or 7 or 10 or 16. She's now 19. She'll be 20 this year. So I am, I'm sharing with you that because, that worked for me for the young parents or for parents who got little bitty kids. As they get older, I'm not going to tell you it's easy to let them go, because it's not. But I will tell you, you must be open-minded. And I think you can be a friend and be a parent. You just have to know how to do it. And maybe I'll speak about that in another video. But I just want to say, parents, please accept who your children are. If they are gay and you don't like it, just accept it. Because at the end of the day, they are your children and they just want to be loved. If they have somebody that they love that's gay, accept that. Because if you don't, they're not going to come around. They're not going to tell you anything. My daughter talks to me about anything, even sex, and I don't have to ask her anything. That's because I've opened up the door for her to talk to me. When you close that door by not accepting their independence and valuing them as young adults and valuing their opinions and their decisions, you're going to lose them. So now you have to decide what you're going to do. You're going to value them or you're going to lose them. So I just wanted to say that, we need to be a little bit open-minded. I know that this is a different generation and they do things way different than, even with us, we did it way different than our parents, and our kids gonna do it different than we did it, and it's fine, but don't be closed-minded, because you want to cultivate the relationship that you have with your children. All right, thanks.